Hello everyone, welcome back to the UiPath Autonomous Agents. In today's episode, we are going to understand one of the most important concepts when building autonomous agent, system prompts versus user prompts. Let's begin with a small experiment. In the previous video, we have built a UiPath Learning Assistant. So see, I have given a simple user prompt, explain RE framework. So on the screen, you can see we have two different outputs. As you can see, the explanation is simple, easy to understand, and perfect for beginners. Now watch this carefully. I have second execution trail where I have the answer for the same question in a different way. Now look at the response. Same AI model, same user prompt, completely different answers. So the question is, why did the response change? Let's understand what's happening behind the scenes. To understand this, let's look at this comparison. When working with agents, there are two different kinds of prompt. The first one is the system prompt and the second one is the user prompt. Although both are instruction given to the AI, they serve completely different purpose. Let's start with the system prompt. The system prompt defines the identity of your agent. It tells the AI, who are you? What is your role? How should you behave? How should you communicate? What rules should you follow? Since these instructions define the behavior of an agent, they are usually written by the developer and remain unchanged. Now let's look at the user prompt. The user prompt is simply the request made by the user. For example, explain array framework, summarize this document. Every time the user asks a new question, the user prompt changes. A simple way to remember this, the system prompt defines who the AI is. The user prompt defines what the AI should do. Now let's go back to our autonomous agent. First, let's look at the definition of an agent. You are a UiPath Learning Assistant. Your primary responsibility is to help users learn UiPath products and automation concepts. So this is the system prompts that we have. And in the user prompt, we have explain RE framework. Notice something. This prompt never mentions RE framework. It never mentions queues. It doesn't tell the AI what question it will receive. Instead, it defines how the AI should behave. Now let's ask our first question. That is explain RE framework and we'll debug. Now UiPath Assistant agent has started running. All data has been sent to LLM and based on that, we have the output. So this is the response that we are getting. The answer is simple, clear, beginner friendly, exactly as expected. Now I'm not changing the question. I'm only changing the definition of an agent. Now I have changed the definition in the system prompt. I have mentioned you are a senior UiPath solution architect. So based on that, it will generate an answer for me. See, I have not changed the user prompt. I have just updated the system prompt. I'll again click on debug. For the second definition, agent has started executing. And answer is generated. Now we can notice the differences. This explanation is now much more technical. AI starts talking about architecture, production environment, dispatcher performer, and scalability. Nothing has changed except the system prompt. And because the identity changed, the response changed. Now let's keep the system prompt exactly the same. This time, I'll change only the user prompt. Let's ask, explain orchestrator queue. We'll go to the definition again. And here in the user prompt, we'll ask a question, explain orchestrator queue. And again, we will hit on debug. And agent definition has been sent to LLM. And based on that, we'll get a response back. Now we're getting a response for UiPath Orchestrator queue. Is a transitional work container used to decouple intake from processing in scalable automation. So this is how we get a response back. That's exactly what a user prompt does. It changes the task, not the identity. Before we finish, let me share a few best practices. When writing a system prompt, always define the role of an agent, the target audience, the communication style, rules and boundaries, expected behavior, and avoid the prompts like help the user, give me this information, just like that. Instead, be specific. For user prompts, always describe the task clearly instead of saying tell me about UiPath or tell me about orchestrator. So you can ask a specific question, just like explain orchestrator queue. Or you can ask explain dispatcher and performer architecture using a banking template. The more specific the user prompt, the better the response you will get. Now let's quickly recap what we have learned today. A system prompt defines who the AI agent is. It controls the behavior, personality, communication style, and overall identity of an agent. A user prompt defines what the AI agent should do during the current interaction. Once you understand the difference, you will be able to design much smarter and more reliable agents. In the next episode, we'll learn about context and see how we can provide additional information such as company documents or knowledge bases so our autonomous agent can generate more accurate and relevant responses. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.